Welcome to Lisbon, capital of Portugal. Let's check it out. Lisbon is known for its incredible cuisine, friendly locals, and overall affordability. In this video, we will show you all the Portuguese dishes you must try. From pork sandwiches to spicy peri-peri chicken. The most awkward restaurant you will ever set foot in. A destructive seafood adventure, including the bizarre gooseneck barnacles. The top 5 review of the best Portuguese egg tarts. There is a heaven, pastel de nata. How to avoid rip-offs, the best Fado Show in town, incredible viewpoints, and all the other unique places to make this your most beloved Euro trip yet. These are my 50 best things to do here in the capital of Portugal. So buckle up, this is going to be a fun ride. The first must-see district in Lisbon is Alfama, the old town of Lisbon, which was not destroyed by the 1755 earthquake. Alfama is quite charming, however walking around here can be a bit difficult, as you navigate its steep, narrow cobblestone streets, since this is Lisbon's most hilly area. To kick off Alfama, let's jump on the most famous means of transportation in Lisbon. Tram 28, running on one of the last remaining ancient tram routes in the city. Be cautious when crossing the street, because these trams can truly come out of nowhere. Then navigate your way to Tasca Baldracca for an epic lunch. This place is truly a hidden treasure trove of flavors. Feast on their local specialty, grilled octopus with smoked paprika and aioli. They like the octopus soft, very soft, but just a tiny bit chewy. Also, do not pass up their veal cheeks with chestnuts and demi-glace. After brunch, grab some coffee at Garage Cafe, hidden in the basement of a little cinema with astonishing views of the Graça district. This is a great spot to bring along a date or work remotely. Right behind the Alfama district, you will find the Santa Clara Market and the Lisbon Flea Market. On Tuesdays and Saturdays. Browse through everything from souvenirs, old radios to antiques, clothing, and a large Portuguese music market. Are you planning some renovations and are you in a need for some Portuguese tiles? Next to the flea market, you will find the National Pantheon, which houses the tombs of distinguished Portuguese figures. The grand interior showcases exquisite marble work, intricate sculptures, creating an awe-inspiring ambience. Although you may want to reconsider if you're scared of heights. This is too crazy.
Are you scared?
A little bit.
Once
you reach the rooftop terrace, you will be rewarded with these exceptional views of the Alfama district. These are absolute great spots for photography. The National Pantheon is fully covered by the Lisbon card, otherwise you pay €4, roughly $4 US. Get yourself a discount by purchasing the Lisbon card through the provided links below. On top of the highest hill in the city, you will find the famous castle of St. George, known locally as Castelo de São Jorge, which offers these incredible 360-degree views of Lisbon. These are definitely some exceptional views. Now, if you did not make your way up here through public transportation, it can be a very steep climb up from the city center. But in the end, the views are well worth it. Please do be cautious navigating your way around here, especially while taking selfies. As you can see, this is not really sturdy, so be careful walking around there. Honestly, you can easily fall through this. Now, the entrance is a bit pricey. €15, roughly $15 US. So if you are on a budget, the following free viewpoints will cover all your needs as well. Viewpoints are known locally as miradouros. We visited most of them and believe these are the best free ones worth your precious time. The Santa Lucia viewpoint is considered by many the most gorgeous viewpoint for its beautiful terrace, tile work, and gorgeous views. However, this spot gets very crowded with tourists since it is very close to the cruise ship docks. Another great spot is the Lady of the Hill viewpoint, Miradouro da Senhora do Monte, which is a bit further than most viewpoints. By far, the best viewpoint is Miradouro de Graça. This is also the most busy viewpoint, but trust me, it is well worth it, since you can see the sunset here with a panoramic view of the St. George Castle and the iconic 25th of April bridge. Yeah, if you wait a bit longer and the sun has set, then look at this view. The lights turn on, you get this crazy city skyline here. Now, if you are in the mood for some bizarre dinner experiences, do not pass up Palácio do Grilo, which I like to refer to as the actor's restaurant. What's going on? This restaurant is like eating in the middle of a live performance art theater. Although we were here cracking up the whole time, this may not be your cup of tea. Their best dish? These incredible juicy beef cheeks.
Oh!
Moving on to the touristy Baixa district in the heart of the city. Baixa meaning lower town, with its counterpart Bairro Alto meaning upper town. This is Commerce Square, locally known as
Praça do Comércio, the commercial plaza of Lisbon.
It was built to promote Lisbon as a trading and finance center. At the entrance of this square you will find the beautiful Rua Augusta Arch.
Fun fact, right next to Praça do Comércio is an actual beach. That's awesome. So bring your swim gear right to downtown Lisbon and you can go on the beach.
Then walk towards the 25th of April bridge along this beautiful Lisbon waterfront to soak in the hot warm weather. In the far distance you may notice the massive statue of Christ the King overlooking the Tagus River. The most touristy restaurants can be found along the Rua Augusta street, and they're mostly very overpriced, so I recommend you avoid most of them. However, there are still a decent one selling authentic Portuguese cod cakes.
Pastel de bacalhau. Nice and rich, full of fish. It's nice and crunchy, but it's like a paste, like a fish paste. It's even better when it's fresh out of the oven. Warm, nice goo of codfish.
Just make sure the cod cakes are fresh from the oven, otherwise don't bother. The tourist heart of Lisbon is Rocio Square, locally known as Praça Dom Pedro IV. A big open plaza with beautiful fountains and this tall statue of King Pedro IV. Right next to Rocio Square you will find the most interesting sardine shop in Lisbon. Mundo Fantástico da Sardinha Portuguesa.
That's an insanely long name for a store. You even got a Ferris wheel of canned sardines.
They got the biggest selection of sardines in the wackiest cans.
24 karat gold sardines. So I couldn't help myself and got the 22 euros gold canned sardines. Look at this, 22 euros. That's the most expensive can of sardines I've ever seen. Look at that, gold flakes. Is this a tourist trap? Let's find out. Just sardines. 22 euros! They're insane. Just a regular can of sardines. Yeah, I would save my 22 euros probably for a better meal somewhere in Lisbon.
You'll be better off spending your $22 at the next place. The Troubadour's Medieval Tavern for a tapas adventure.
Ooh. Hola!
Hola!
All dishes here go for 5 euros, $5 US. Their most famous one, the scorched sausage, medieval styles.
You may think this is just a mural, but it's actually like in 3D. It's all bits and pieces glued together. And I'm not sure what this is. I think this is part of a car. Looks like part of a dashboard.
Moving on to the Bairro Alto district, the upper town. One of the ways to get there is taking the Santa Justa elevator, actually inspired by the Eiffel Tower. However, you could be standing in line for hours and also pay 5 euros.
I mean, you can ride the elevator, but you can also just walk up here. You just have strong legs, you'll be fine. Seems like a pure tourist trap.
Even though it's kind of a tourist trap, this platform has very nice views of Lisbon. The upper lift platform is accessible for free. Right next to the lift platform, you will find Carmel Rooftop for a cold drink with excellent views of the Santa Justa lift. Right next to it, the Carmel Church, which was destroyed along with most of Lisbon during the 1755 earthquake, and is now one of Lisbon's most incredible museums. The entrance to the church, just $5.
The streets here are so steep, it's like San Francisco or Hong Kong. Make sure you wear good shoes.
Not good.
Time for some cereal.
Start Bairro Alto with some breakfast at Pop Cereal Cafe.
Just a breakfast snack.
Where you will find all your classic cereal favorites and toppings. They have some bunk beds and even a spot for Spider-Man. They have quite a menu as well. Cereal with ice cream for breakfast. Hell yeah!
Oh yeah, an absolute gorgeous day here in Portugal. Holy smokes.
In Bairro Alto, you also find another amazing viewpoint at Miradouro de São Pedro de Alcântara, along with a scenic park and some street vendors.
There are many public washrooms here all over Lisbon, so you don't have to walk into a cafe to take a leak. You find them pretty much at every major square. Bairro Alto is great for its many restaurants, starting at A Ficharia for some fresh ceviche and their unique octopus decor hanging from the ceiling. The salmon ceviche. So grab a nice piece here, dip it in a potato whip. That's a quality lunch. Dragon fruit, pineapple, cashew nuts. One major tip: always ask if the provided starters in Lisbon are actually free. Often they are actually not free and they get added to your bill at the end. One of the most authentic Portuguese restaurants here is called Casa da India. Here you will find the famous peri peri chicken. Just make sure to ask for a hot chicken fresh from the grill. Cautious though, the peri peri sauce is super spicy. What do you think? Oh! A full chicken, $7, and a half chicken, just $3.50 US. Their soup is pretty good as well. Another famous dish is arroz de marisco, a seafood rice porridge. This was by far our favorite Portuguese dish, since it is a soup version of the Spanish paella loaded with seafood. We liked it so much that we have been making it quite a few times at home. Also, do get the famous Portuguese grilled sardines with that as well. And finally, o trevo, for the famous bifana, the Portuguese pork sandwiches. Fresh from the grill, delicious pork chops, add some mustard and just dig in. Believe it or not, just $2.50. I can see what the hype is all about. That is delicious. That's a great pork chop. Ending your Bairro Alto adventure in either its many bars or at a Fado Show. We chose the most popular Fado show in town, Fado in Chiado. Fado is typical Portuguese music, often reflecting the hardships of life, resulting in very emotional performances. Buy tickets to Fado in Chiado through the links in the description box below. Next, Cais do Sodre and Chiado. These areas are just great to get lost in. Walking around here is an absolute treat. There is just so much to explore in this open-air museum. Start at the Luís de Gomes Square to admire this beautiful Portuguese cobblestone mosaic artwork, locally known as Calçada Portuguesa. Then take Elevador da Bica or Ascensor da Bica, this cable car down to Pink Street. Pink Street is a quaint street, popular for its street photography and known for its colorful umbrellas. And obviously the street being pink. On Pink Street you will find Soli Pesca, a low-key canned sardine restaurant without an actual kitchen. They basically serve sardines straight from the cans. Even their menu is a fishing rod. You like your menu? Are you going fishing?
Here you go.
That's crazy. And they got a ton of choices. My favorite? The anchovies and apple. This is canned tuna from the Azores. Tuna from the Azores on a cracker. That's pretty damn good for canned tuna. Usually it's not this nice. My favorite museum in Lisbon has to be the Puppet Museum, Museu da Marioneta. They have a wide variety of awesome, cute, but also creepy puppets. Very, very creepy puppets. This museum is a lot bigger than I anticipated. There's a lot of puppetry. If you like puppets and weird masks, this is a must on your bucket list. But also many puppets from Asia and Africa. This place is great for inspiration. So you can even make your stop motion stories here. So you place it here, then you take a photo, and then you move back here, and then you move it again, and then you take another photo. There we go. Somebody actually did the work for us. Just €5, $5 for an entrance ticket. Enjoy another food adventure at Time Out Market, an absolute foodie's paradise. However, you need to do some research prior, because not everything is top-notch. Or just look for the long lines, those are usually great vendors. We indulged ourselves with this succulent, slow-cooked pork, with crispy pig skin and a rich carrot sauce. From Ihique a Pessoa, a mouth-watering bite, which sets you back €17, roughly $17 US. So here we got the swordfish risotto. It took a long time to get it actually, so they make everything fresh here. It's not like conveyor belt production. Oh man, that's really good. I was not expecting that. It's so rich, so fresh, and the swordfish is perfect. Yeah, this is definitely a dish here you gotta try here at Time Out Market in Lisbon. Topping it off with an ultimate meat lover soup. This 3 types of sausage soup is quite amazing. Well balanced, nice and meaty. A treat for any meat lover. Next, the cuttlefish croquettes, which turn out black due to the cuttlefish ink. Cuttlefish balls with ink. I got their last batch that evening, but if you want them fresh, drop by at 1 PM sharp. Our favorite desserts at Time Out Market, the key lime pie and the tiramisu donut. Heaven! €7 for one donut. Oh, it's really nice, really creamy. Wow, that's tiramisu perfection. Not that sweet, just really well balanced. I would say, yeah, get it at time out. Definitely go for the tiramisu donut. This is not Pink Street, this is Green Street, one of the hidden gems here in Lisbon, with lots of bars, little cafes. It's actually really nice. This is a very pet-friendly neighborhood. Pets can enter many shops and cafes. Who's a big boy? Who's a big boy? One of the better restaurants here is Antabar. Here we ordered their massive seafood skewer.
It's half of my body.
Like half your body. This skewer will set you back 14 euros, around 14 US dollars, which is very reasonable for the amount and the quality of the food. Now that's what I call a presentation. That's amazing. That's called seafood on a stick here at Antabar. Oh my god, how we're gonna eat this? Let's start with the octopus. A bit chewy, but still soft, and a bit of crunch.
It's really good.
A notable mention, Pizzeria Lupita. This is a local legend and you will only find locals here enjoying the best pizzas in Lisbon. A lesser known district in Lisbon is Arroios, which sits right on top of the Baixa district. Here you can visit Casa do Alentejo, a restaurant housed in an historic building, modeled on a Moorish palace. The inner courtyard is a sight to be seen, especially when the sunlight beams through around noon. Check upstairs as well for some detailed murals and sophisticated tile work. By far, the best seafood restaurant in Lisbon is, in my opinion, Ramiro. A true treasure trove of seafood. We've been waiting for an hour and a half for this place. The waiting area is like an airport lounge. Look, people are just waiting for food. This is insane. Here you can literally take the entire ocean apart. If you like work in construction, then order the crab legs, which comes with an actual hammer. That's a huge claw. So when we get here, we get a hammer. Oh, that's succulent meat. That's incredible. Oh my god. That is absolutely fantastic. Holy.
It's so sweet and fresh.
This restaurant is open until midnight. Everything was so delicious, we ended up ordering almost the entire menu.
Try this.
Yeah, that's hard to explain.
Yeah.
Their best dish? These giant tiger prawns soaked in a rich butter sauce. Now for the brave-hearted, try the gooseneck barnacles. It's like leather crustacean. So you push it out. Delicious! It's actually really good. I feel like a monster eating this. It's not your average dish, but it's a taste adventure you will never forget. However, a full Ramiro experience isn't cheap.
Very reasonable.
Are you serious?
We ended up paying 180 euros, roughly 190 US dollars. Now you could follow this up with a seafood cocktail at Café Clandestino across the street. But for that you'll have to check out my full Lisbon nightlife video. Now let's venture into the Belém district of Lisbon. Just a quick 20-minute drive from the city center, or easily accessible by public transport. Make sure to include a pit stop at the Alex factory, a former industrial complex transformed into a vibrant, artsy village. Boasting trendy shops, cozy cafes, and exquisite restaurants. It is undeniably one of the most hip spots in Lisbon.
Lisbon is crawling with canned fish shops. Sardines, octopus, you name it.
The true gem here is Leche Vagar, a mesmerizing bookshop that stands as one of the world's most captivating. Walk upstairs and brace yourself for a unique and intimate theater experience inside a miniature Lisbon tram. Now start Belém at the Monument of the Discoveries, designed to commemorate the Age of Discoveries in Portugal. At the helm, Henry the Navigator, who discovered the Azores, Madeira, and Cape Verde.
The sheer size of this monument is massive. Like, it's way bigger than I expected.
Then walk over to the Jerónimos Monastery, an actual UNESCO World Heritage Site. This place is an important example of Portuguese late Gothic architecture. Highlights here are the refectory hall and the tomb of Vasco da Gama, who was the first person to sail from Europe to India. The entrance is free with the Lisbon card, otherwise pay 10 euros, 11 bucks. However, I strongly believe you will draw more value from the Maritime Museum next door. For its detailed Portuguese naval history, it teaches you everything from the Age of Discoveries, the Spice Trade, to Portugal's colonial history, and the overall global dominance of Portugal during the 15th and 16th century. The Belém Tower, situated at the mouth of the Tagus River, is another UNESCO World Heritage Site. It forms a significant part of Lisbon's historical maritime defense system and features adorned rounded shields bearing the cross of the Order of Christ, a formidable military organization of that era.
That's a huge line. I do recommend book your tickets in advance, skip the line, because this is ridiculous.
To complete your Belém experience, make sure to visit the original Portuguese egg tart shop, Pastéis de Belém. These delectable treats are a must-try in Lisbon. We created a top 5 of Lisbon's best egg tarts. Surprisingly, Pastéis de Belém came in at the number 5 bottom spot on our list. Despite the bustling crowds of tourists, it remains a worthwhile visit.
More eggy.
While the egg tarts may have been a bit too yolky for my personal preference, the real highlight here is the large list of other delicious pastries at affordable prices.
€9, I'm like, that couldn't be right, that couldn't be right, but yeah. No, it's actually right.
On to number 4, we have a Brasileira, one of Lisbon's oldest cafes. The interior decor is simply stunning, creating a charming atmosphere for indulging in these delightful treats.
Local people here put some cinnamon on top of the egg tart.
Better than the original one. It's more citrony. There's a bit of citron.
Keep in mind, this place is pricier than most cafes in Lisbon. Taking the number 3 spot is Manteigaria, offering egg tarts that lean towards the sweeter side.
Absolutely wonderful. What makes this better than the original? It's less eggy and just a bit more sweet. So again, perfect balance. It all comes down to personal preference.
The thinner skin adds to the unique experience, although it may be a tad too sweet for some. Now for number 2, Fabbrica Giannata, known for their super crispy egg tarts, with layers upon layers of deliciousness.
Fresh from the oven, let's get a bite.
Each bite is an absolute delightful crunch that's hard to resist.
There is a heaven, and it's called pastel de nata. Fabbrica de nata, great pastel de nata.
Honest answer, I really like the one with that lady.
And finally, the ultimate champion taking the number 1 spot is Castro.
Those are very nice. Really flaky. A lot of layers again.
I like this one the most now.
These Portuguese egg tarts have it all. Freshness, crunchiness, and the perfect balance between sweet and yolky. And the best part, they come at the affordable price of just €1.20 per tart. Now there are plenty of great day trips you can take around Lisbon, namely Sintra and Cabo Baldracca. I decided to rent a fancy car to show you all these places. Our first stop, Pana Palace, the crown jewel of Sintra's attractions. Situated atop a lush mountain, this majestic palace is a sight to behold. If you're lucky, it's a gorgeous day. Not often though, because it gets quite rainy or quite foggy down here. Now this place can get extremely busy, which is a testament to its immense popularity. Waiting a couple hours here in order to enter the palace is not an exception. It is the actual norm here. Luckily, they have set up a time slot system ensuring a smooth and organized visit. Buy your tickets online. Don't go through this.
I just need to wake up early, that's it.
Yeah.
Wake up early. Pana Palace is renowned for its vibrant colors, ornate details, and eclectic mix of architectural styles, including Gothic, Moorish, and Renaissance elements. Every nook and cranny boasts intricate details that transport you to a fairy tale land. This entire palace is just teeming with great selfie spots. The palace also offers breathtaking panoramic views of the surrounding Sintra Mountains and the Atlantic Ocean. To truly appreciate this palace, it is essential to visit on a day blessed with good weather. Next, Quinta da Galera, where you must check out Poço Iniciático, the initiation well.
Whoa, that's insane. I'm not really good with heights, but you know what? It makes me wonder how many people have dropped their cell phones in here.
The well is a spiral staircase cloaked in darkness, with its history surrounded by rituals, secret societies, and age-old mysteries. Here's a pro tip: walk up to the well the moment you enter the park, and just discover the rest of the park afterwards, since the walk up the hill can be quite demanding. This place is fascinating. I truly believe this is a better spot to visit than Pana Palace. The park itself is covered in lush green moss. Quinta da Galera is another fantastic place for photography fanatics. The final stop, Cabo da Roca. As you stand on its rugged cliffs, you will witness the raw power and beauty of the Atlantic Ocean crashing against the rocky shore. This dramatic scenery alone makes it a remarkable visit. But what truly sets Cabo da Roca apart is its distinction as the most western point of mainland Europe. Witnessing the sunset here is a must-do for any couple visiting Lisbon.
Now that looks insane. It's hard to describe what this looks like. You have to really see it with your own eyes.
If renting a car is out of your budget, consider buying tickets to the organized bus tour, which includes all the locations I mentioned in Sintra. Links to the tickets can be found in the description box below. The Lisbon nightlife is absolutely something you have to experience. There is a wide variety of venues catering to every taste. Check out my Lisbon nightlife guide for all the best tips and where the best parties take place. In addition, you can join the Lisbon Pub Crawl to make new friends with locals, expats, and other travelers to kickstart your Lisbon adventure.
Open bar!
Now regarding transportation, Lisbon's core is quite compact, thus it's easy to get around town by walking. However, keep in mind the city is built among 7 large hills, thus bringing a good pair of shoes is a must. For public transportation, you can jump on Lisbon's famous trams, buses, subways, and funiculars, which are all covered by the Lisbon card. Now, if you have a good budget, it is very convenient to get around town by using Bolt or Uber. Now, you can also try a tuk-tuk. These are not local to Lisbon and sometimes overpriced, but unless you are on a time crunch, these can be very convenient. Or jump on the familiar hop-on, hop-off bus to quickly get to know the city. Also, before you start your Lisbon adventure, I suggest buying the special Lisbon card. It will save you a tremendous amount of money if you're planning on visiting many of Lisbon's attractions and using the public transport. Starting at only $23 for either 24, 48, or 72 hours. So do yourself a favor and visit the links below to buy yours. Now here are some bonus tips. The Portuguese are very religious, so you will find a plethora of churches all over Lisbon. Do not be shy walking in these architectural marvels. Most of them are fully loaded with gorgeous golden artworks and historical paintings. Jump on one of the many sailboat trips on the Tagus River, taking you past the 25th of April Bridge and the statue of Christ the King. Luckily, you can download my complete reformat master map for Lisbon, with clearly defined walking routes and locations clustered together in districts to optimize the time you spend walking around. And please give this video a like and perhaps even a super thanks to keep supporting the Reformat channel. Please keep Reformat alive by booking your activities and hotels through the links in the description box below.
Pastel de bacalhau. Pastel de bacalhau.
Veal.
Yeah. Pastel de bacalhau. Quite the smirk this man has. Look at this dude. Look at this haircut. Yeah, buddy. Killing it with the ladies. Castration, castration, castration. Whatever that is. Dude, this is psycho food.
I think I'm drunk. Drunk from the seafood.
Ah. There we go. We got the skills in the house. Like this. Obrigado. I'm like a seafood monster here. Ursula has nothing on me.